A letter to Jonathan. My dear friend, once, when I talked to you in Canada, you told me that you were not going anywhere. You said you get out of bed, put on your robe and slippers, have a nibble of breakfast, and then sit down at your computer and check in with the world. So I took you at your word. You always told me what you thought. Now you just up and go without a word? How dare you? You never mentioned that you were contemplating a long trip. After all, we had just recently returned from a rather long but short trip to the countryside of England, where we took up residence in a very fine resort. At least what we saw of it was fine. The food you barely sampled, but the nightcap went down so smoothly that you told me you had not appreciated my entrance onto the show those many years ago. But I never knew. You were never anything but considerate to me, gentlemanly, a throwback to when there were gentlemen, courteous, exquisite, charming manners, but always with a quiet, respectful measuring with those skeptical eyes, and then an easy smile. It seemed right for such fellow travelers to be in England. We were there to replay, visit, all the way back, a bit of our ancient history. That highway never ends. It was worth the trip just to hold your hand as you stepped off the curb. Then in New York, we had such a wonderful time reading that play to all your adoring fans. How rare it is to be able to go back in time to where it all began. Our host could not have been more cordial. After all, as Tim said, in the glorious drawing room of that mansion, none of us would be here if not for you. Memory is a strange bird. It persists. Why? Memory is vivid. And love? Well, what was it about Dark Shadows that compelled people like Tim and Johnny to watch, to be affected so strongly? They almost needed to watch, had to watch. They were drawn to Dark Shadows like a moth to light. Your light was full of mystery, Jonathan, of history, of genealogy, of love. You carried the heavy past with such grace and allure. What is it about love that made Dark Shadows so needed by millions? They loved you, Jonathan, as did I. The night is long. The candles will stay lit. Till we meet again. David.